In the 3 years since she retired her sonic screwdriver in Doctor Who, Jodie Whittaker has tackled serious roles in gritty Australian drama One Night, Jimmy McGovern's acclaimed prison series Time, and the fact-based miniseries Toxic Town. Jodie's latest role, however, gives her the chance to mix the dark scenes she often plays with funnier ones, as she teams up with Saran Jones to play Sam and Bert, two old friends and former partners in crime who embark on one last money-making heist together in ITV's Frauds. Filmed in Tenerife, doubling for mainland Spain, the series begins with the pair reconnecting when Bert is released from prison after serving time for a crime they were both involved in. Uh, while Sam is pleased to see her friend, she is also wary of their relationship, which Jodie describes as toxic, especially when Bert uses devious means to convince her to commit a dangerous robbery. Sam is such a different kind of role for me to play within this dynamic. Jodie explains. It was a wonderful challenge to have that kind of repressed rage that she has. And also, there's such a complicated backstory between them, and having the moment where it flashes. It's like someone trying to contain this, um, and uh, and contain Bert, but also themselves. Um, um, I'm used to playing a lot of different types of roles, but I would say that a lot of the time I play people where their emotions are quite quick to the surface. And Sam is the opposite of that. The role of Sam is also quite physical, with Jodie and Saran's uh, characters having a play fight in a bull ring in the first episode that involved Saran wielding a shirt like a bullfighter's cape close to her co-star's face, which the weird informant that co-stars face are sick. I think there was many a time we were kicking or accidentally bashing into each other, and there were definitely some close calls, but it's all fine, and it can forgive her instantly. Jodie laughs. Another action scene involved the pair fighting in a swimming pool. Um, After Sam discovers that Burke has betrayed her, uh, um, that was the scene that made me want to take the job in a way, because you don't usually see that that often. Is You don't see women of that age having that kind of response to each other, but that response is as normal as crying and cuddling each other, but we only normally see the crying and cuddling. And she says, what I loved about Frauds is it explores fear, the relationship between these two women, and it shows the versions that are within all of us, but aren't necessarily shown on television. Uh, so when we got to film that, I was really super excited. Obviously, once you are 4 hours in, you're a bit like, oh God, but they are really fun to do. And I love the fact that within a stunt scene, there's always a massive amount of choreography. So it feels really satisfying because it becomes this rhythmical dance between, you know, um, and once you've got that down, then you can add all the elements, the dramatization, the tension, and the humor. And that's one thing I love about every scene in this. There was always something in it that kind of had that tone where you sit in what you think it is, and then the tone slightly shifts and takes something uh, like different, like the slightly different than slightly different. Like some people, uh, during the making of Frauds, Jodie had to pull off her own secret operation, a quick return to Cardiff to film scenes for the surprise return of 13th Doctor in the series 15 finale of Doctor Who that was broadcast in May this year and marked Kuti Gatwa's final regular appearance as the 15th Doctor. Um, Saran and the production team on Frauds didn't know I was going to shoot it as it was under a complete pseudonym, she explains. This, uh, they knew it was a pickup on something, and it wasn't, of course, it wasn't a pickup, it was a brand new day. And it had a whole level of secrecy because Doctor Who has to have its pool so tight. Um, Wonderfully for me, Frauds released me to film it. I got to get there, and no one leaked it. Jodie admits that her time on Doctor Who has meant she is brilliant at keeping secrets. And I think I loved how secretive it was because I understood the sadness when you've spent 6 to 10 months working on something and for someone to not even casually to intentionally leak a spoiler and you've worked so hard on it. I'm the least affected. It's the art department, it's the writers, it's all the creatives, and also the real fans and the Whovians, the most loyal and wonderful group of fans you could ever encounter. They love Doctor Who because it can go in any direction and be a surprise. So to have the spoilers is just frustrating. So I understood the level of secrecy, and I love a rule. If you say, don't tell me, don't tell anyone, I won't tell anyone. I am a vault. I was a good doctor because I never leaked anything. Jodie inhabited the role of the 13th Doctor from 2017 until 2022. And it's clear that playing the Time Lord holds a special place in her heart. I love Doctor Who more than I can ever describe, she says. Our seasons were longer than any other job I've ever done. And I moved to Wales to film it. So, it wasn't just the job, it was the people, it was the life. There are other past roles she is particularly fond of, especially training nurse Samantha and writer-director Joe Cornish's cult sci-fi comedy horror movie Attack the Block, where she started alongside John Boyega, battling aliens invading a South London council estate. Um, Attack the Block was one of my happiest times, she remembers. And as a kid, I was hugely influenced by all the 80s creature features and the 90s adventure films. I was in our version of that and I adored it. Fans have been calling for a sequel since the film was released in 2011, and Jodie admits she is one of them. Um, there's been talk of a sequel for years, and I know no more than last time. It was rumored. I would absolutely do it. Um, there's probably no job I wouldn't go back to. If someone said, "Do you want to do Black Mirror again?"
I'd say yes.
I don't think I've had uh, uh, an experience that I wouldn't revisit. And I think with Attack the Block, there is always that chat. So hopefully that continues. Maybe I should be sending a self-tape to Joe Cornish, as I could definitely pop up again. Uh, I could send him an aggressive email. Um, and West Yorkshire born Jodie was 29 when she was cast in Attack the Block, and just 23 when she made her big screen debut in the movie Venus, for which her co-star Peter O'Toole was nominated for his 8th Oscar at the age of 74. And then looking back, the fact that it's a role that she describes as such a gift that has shaped her view on acting. It was one of the last roles he played in his life, and he was at the end of what can only be described as a phenomenal, inspiring career. She says, so he's one of the great British or Irish acting legends, and he was a wonderful human who was such a joy to be around. And I was fresh out of drama school, and it was a master class with people like Vanessa Redgrave, Peter O'Toole, Richard Griffiths, Leslie Phillips, and director Roger Michael. And it goes to show that you can still be doing phenomenal parts in your 70s. And I think what an exciting thing that is. I would have loved to have been 11 in Stranger Things, she reveals. I would have loved to have been a kid with a shaved head, and when I saw the first series, I thought, oh my God, to be Millie Bobby Brown right now, what a part. The first season of that show was incredible. It homages everything I adore, and that part is incredible. If I could have been a child with a skinhead, that would be the role for me, but I don't think I was in the running. So no animosity to Millie Bobby Brown. She laughs. Maybe if I had tried a little bit of cello tape to make me look a bit younger. Frauds premieres on ITV1 and ITVX at 9 p.m. on Sunday, the 5th of October. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more behind the scenes stories. What happens when a former Time Lord trades her sonic screwdriver for a life of crime? Jodie Whittaker's latest adventure answers that question, with fists flying, secrets spilling, and laughter hiding in the shadows. Since leaving Doctor Who, Whittaker has embraced darker roles. Prison dramas, toxic towns, gritty narratives, but Frauds flips the script. Here, she's Sam, a woman tangled in a toxic friendship with Bert, played by Saran Jones. Their chemistry, electric. They're dynamic, volatile. Reunited after Bert's prison release, Sam reluctantly joins her old partner in crime for one last heist. But trust is thin, and betrayal lurks beneath every smile. Whittaker relished the challenge. Sam's rage simmers beneath the surface, a stark contrast to her usual roles. She's repressed, complicated, Jodie says. Playing someone who bottles emotions. That's new for me. The physicality surprised her too. A boring brawl. Check, not uh, not small, right? And a pool fight after a betrayal. Absolutely a similar. Uh, Women our age don't usually get to throw punches on screen. She laughs. But why not? Anger's as real as tears. Frauds blends tension with humor. Uh, a balance Whittaker adores. Uh, uh, Scenes shift tone like a dance. One moment it's serious, the next you're laughing. It's that's life, isn't it? Meanwhile, she pulled off her own stealth mission, sneaking back to Doctor Who for a secret cameo. Uh, uh, Frauds didn't know. She grins. I'm brilliant at keeping secrets. Um, Call me the Vault. And Whittaker's love for Doctor Who remains undimmed. Uh, it was more than a job. Um, it was a life. She reflects, you know, but Attack the Block holds a special place to Aliens, Chaos, Pure Joy. I do a sequel in a heartbeat from Peter O'Toole's mentorship to dreaming of a Stranger Things buzz cut. Her career's been anything but predictable. Though maybe sellotape wouldn't make me pass for 11, she jokes. With that said, thanks for watching. And until next time, and before we dive in, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more behind the scenes stories. Be sure to have a great way. What happens when a former Time Lord trades her sonic screwdriver for a life of crime? And Jodie Whittaker's latest adventure answers that question with fist forming, secrets spilling, and laughter hiding in the shadows. But since leaving Doctor Who, Whittaker has embraced darker roles, prison dramas, toxic towns, gritty narratives. But Fraud flips the script. But she's Sam, a woman tangled in a toxic friendship with Bert, played by Saran Jones. And their chemistry, electric. They are dynamic, volatile, reunited after Bert's prison release. Sam reluctantly joins her old partner in crime for one last heist. But trust is thin, and betrayal lurks beneath every smile. Or the challenges the Whittaker, the challenge that they were relished, particularly impossible. Sam's rage simmers beneath the surface, a stark contrast to her usual roles. She's repressed, complicated, Jodie says. She's also playing someone who bottles emotions. That's new for me. And the physicality surprised her too. A boring check quote, a pool fight after a betrayal. Absolutely. Women our age don't usually get to throw punches on screen. She laughs. Why not? Anger's as real as tears. Frauds blends tension with humor. A balance Whittaker adores. Scenes shift tone like a dance. She says, uh, one moment it's serious, the next you're laughing, and that's life, isn't it? And meanwhile, she pulled off her own stealth mission, sneaking back to Doctor Who for a secret cameo. Uh, uh, Frauds didn't know, she grins. I'm brilliant at keeping secrets. Call me the Vault. Whittaker's love for Doctor Who remains undimmed. Um, it was more than a job, it was a life. She reflects uh, on Facebook that I really sell her. That um, but Attack the Block holds a special place too. Uh, Aliens, Chaos, Pure Joy, and I'd do a sequel in a heartbeat. And from Hero Tool's mentorship to dreaming of a Stranger Things buzz cut, her career has been anything but predictable. Uh, um, though maybe Sellotape wouldn't make me pass for 11. She jokes. Um, with that said, thanks for watching, and until next time,